Hello everyone, it's Amy and welcome back for week 15 of Crafting for Pleasure. This week we are going to make t-shirt cording, the regular type that you've probably seen before, but if not, it is fun to make and fun to use. And then we are also going to make a braided type of cording. So with what we make with the t-shirts today. So I'm going to show you how to make the t-shirt cords first, and then how to do the braiding, not a 3-cord braid, but 2. And so the thing is that I got these t-shirts. They were all rolled in a bundle, and I could see at the top of them, I could kind of pull out the tags because they had them rolled up and taped together at the Salvation Army, and they were selling them for scrap rags because they all either have holes in them or they have stains on them. And so I did kind of like peek and try and pick the one that had the most cotton t-shirts in it because I know that cotton works. And back when I did this my first time, I cut up a couple of t-shirts that they were mine and they were just old in my drawer. I hadn't worn them in forever, but they didn't work because they weren't made out of 100% cotton. Now I am finding that it doesn't have to be 100% cotton. So we're going to try these different types and see if they all work or if some of them work and some of them don't. And that will give us a little idea of what we can get next time. So this is the first one. And this one I've already been kind of playing with, but this one is made out of, let me see here. Oh, I think I actually might have cut I did cut the tag on this one. This one is 60% cotton and 40% polyester. So I kind of thought it might not work because that's a pretty big number in the polyester. So, but what you're going to do is, the first thing you do is cut off the edging, the sewn around the sleeves and around the bottom. Cut that off, but save it because you can use those for other things. But cut those off and then just cut a strip right across your t-shirt. Just cut a strip all the way across. And I find that 1.5 inches, you can do inch, you can do 2 inch. To me, it seems like 1.5 inches works the best. So I'm going to set these here, kind of get them out of the way. So I have already cut this because I already started this once and then I didn't have my glasses and I couldn't see one of the tags. And so I had to just start over. But so when you first cut them and you start handling them, you're going to see that they kind of roll one way or the other. This one is kind of rolling towards the inside. And before, when I made them, I think I did most of them out of some white t-shirts that were my dad's. And then I dyed them. So I really didn't realize, I think that most of them kind of roll towards the inside, or towards the outside, so that what you see is the inside. Now this one is a really bright fabric. So actually I found that the other side of it actually had some nice color too, a nice muted color. But just so that you know that it's probably going to want to roll to whatever colors on the inside is what you're going to see. So if you buy a really pretty t-shirt and think, oh, I think that's great, I don't know exactly how you would make it so it would roll the other way, because this is just a natural thing that it does. So just know that what you're going to get is what's on the inside of the t-shirt for your cording. And so what you do is, after you cut a strip, then you just stretch it. And you're just going to pull both ways as far as you can and stretch it. And then this is what you get. It rolls up into two, both sides roll in towards the center. So on one side you see the 2 bits, and on the other side you see just one piece. Now this one I stretched as far as I could with my hands, and it is, let me see how long we got it. So it got to be 30 inches. Now I'm going to, because it's quite long, I can step on it. So I'm going to step on it, and then I'm going to pull up on it. You can't see this part, but I just stuck my foot on one side of it, like where it's sewn together, because those parts, These bits right here don't work that well. So that's where you want to hold it to stretch it, because they're not going to roll like the rest of it anyways. And wherever you hold it, it's not going to stretch real well. Okay, so this is what we have now, and let's see if it stretched any longer. And it did. Now it's about 38 inches by the looks of it. So you get a little bit more out of it if you can put a little more oomph behind it. I don't have a lot of strength to stretch it with my arms. You know, my shoulders don't like that. So then this is what you have. And this is what I call t-shirt cording. And you can use it just like that. I used to like to make like necklaces out of them. I would twist it like this. So you just flip it over, and then you could bring these two pieces together. And then you've got this. And so you could use that kind of like a necklace. And then if you wanted, I used to take one side and twist it and put it up there. And then you can kind of pull on it, and then you'll have 3 cordings. And depending on what size your t-shirt is to start with, depends on how long this ring is. When you do it the third way, or the third for a third time, you wind up with your edge bits not being together. Whereas if you just do it once, you can hold those 2 pieces together and just have 2 cordings. But so this is t-shirt cord, and I'm going to show you another way to do it. But this was, what was it again? 60% cotton and 40% polyester. So I kept the little tag and I wrote on there, yes, this works. So then I'll know if I'm looking for t-shirts to do this with, I will know that that works. So, because like I said, I did have some that did not work. All right, so that's that one. Now this one is, I think this one's 100% cotton. No, this one is 95% cotton and 5% spandex. So this one, we'll see if it works. And again, I think I cut pretty much all of these 1.5 inches. That's just kind of like what I prefer. But so again, just give it a stretch. And when you stretch it, then this is what you get. And you get quite a bit of cording. I'm going to step on this one too. You get quite a bit of this cord out of just one strip of the t-shirt. So you can get a lot out of one t-shirt. Again, this is one strip of that t-shirt. And it's 36 inches long. Actually, it's 72 inches long because it's a circle. So if you think about how much you'd get if you cut that whole t-shirt into strips. This one I think is the 100% cotton. 100% cotton. And the 100% cottons do work. And they're a little bit, because they're 100% cotton, they're a little bit, how do I want to say it? They're tougher. They feel more solid. And again, see, that's already rolling towards, this was the outside of the t-shirt, and it's rolling so that you're going to see the inside. But because it was tie-dyed, both sides look the same. This one also, this is a type of t-shirt that doesn't have side seams. So that's really cool to make those necklaces where you can twist it a few times because there are no seams. So I'm just giving it an extra stretch. And there we go. Now this feels like a little bit hard, really quite solid. And it rolls up really nice. The cotton ones really do, they work really well. But so far the others have worked too. Now this one's got a little bit of ribbing in it. And, oh, this is the one I couldn't tell what it was. I'm going to hold it up here. I'm going to doubt that you can see it, but just in case you can, I can see that it is, I figured out that the top, let me see, I wrote it down because it took me a while to, like, get it focused. This one is 57% cotton, 5% spandex, and and 37% something else, whatever's right there in the middle. So, but we'll see if this one is going to work or not, because, and it's kind of ribbed this way, so I just don't know. Wow, this one stretches a long ways. Okay, this is not curling at all, but check out that. It's really ruffling. I'm going to step on this one and see what happens. Okay, now this one, I'm stepping on it and I can stretch it over my head. Except my arms don't really want to, my shoulders don't really want to work that way. Okay, well, that didn't really do anything but just stretch it out. Probably would have been better if I had just done it the way I did it and let it ruffle. So stretching that one hard took the ruffles away. And it does not work for that. But it can be used for something else. So we'll use that to make some potpourri bags or something. Okay, so then this one, the tag came up with the bit that I cut. This one, I think I wrote this one down too. This one is 96% rayon and 4% spandex. And I think that one of the first ones was like that too. So I'm just going to take both sides and give it a stretch. And it did curl. I really do like the way that they look. And we just have a couple left to try. This one is 97% cotton, 3% spandex, so this should work. This one is ribbed too, but it's got a lot of cotton. So okay, so that one did roll. And the ribs look kind of cool on that one. So this is how you make, and I think this last one is 100% cotton. Yes, 100% cotton. Alrighty. So this is how you make your regular cording from t-shirts. And this one also is one with outside seams. And so they're kind of cool because then you have a solid circle without the spot where the seams are, because the seams never, look how nicely that rolls in on itself. So these are fun to play with, just like this. But then I wanted to make cording for the project that we're making next week, and I wanted something, I did make some like this, but I wanted something a little more than that. So I made this. And this is from Jerry Bellini, from her channel, and it's twisted, I think it's Twisted Fabric Cording on her channel. If you want to look her up, she does a really good job of explaining how to do this. But you do it and it stays together. And look at how nice that looks. Now, I made this a long time ago from her channel, and I actually measured it today. This is like, was it 22 feet? I just got carried away. And, but this is made with just strips of cotton fabric, like sewing fabric, not stretchy t-shirt material. And the thing with the cotton fabric is I ripped my strips so they're a little, they got the little feathery edges. So they're not smooth. This one is very smooth because of what we used. And on this one, even if you cut the edges, if you cut it, then it's way more frayed because it's fraying as you're putting it together. Whereas if you rip it and then take the extra strings off after you rip it, then you get the feathered edge on it. But I really like this, and obviously I got a little carried away with it when I made it the last time, because they are very easy to make. And this one is made just a little bit differently than, I mean, it's made the same way, but because it's so long, it's made with more and more pieces. So today I'm going to show you how to make this. And with our rope, our whatever we call this, cording, twine from our t-shirts. So let's do it. How do we want to do it? Do we want to do 2 different colors? We could do 2 colors. I don't know if I want to do 2 colors or if I want to do one of the tie-dyed ones. Let's do the tie-dye in the green. Yeah, let's do that. It might be easier to see if there's 2 colors. All right, so I'm going to give this another good stretch. And then I'm only going to cut off some. Like this one I made, okay, so it was that long. And then of course it's twisted and wound and everything. So I'm going to say, I'm going to take some more. And then it will probably wind up about this long. We'll see. But I'm going to measure. I'll measure this so that we know. So this is starting at that edge. Okay, so my cutting board is 22 inches long. So it's about 23 inches. So, and then I'm going to take the tie-dyed one. Give it a good stretch. And yeah, I think I like that set of colors. Just going to cut it here. And then I'm going to tie a knot in the top here. You just tie the 2 together. And there we go. And then come down here and I'm going to cut them both the same length. Okay, so the way that you make this cording is you need to hook it somewhere. So Jerry hooked it on her clipboard, and you know, because you need it to hold steady. So hopefully this won't keep sliding. I'm trying to think if there's excuse me, a way to kind of hook this. I should have brought something to hook it up. But so the way that you make this type of wrapped cord is you're going to have your right and your left side, and you can do it just the opposite if you're left-handed. So I'm right-handed, so I'm going to start on the right side. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to twist the right side towards the outside edge or towards the right. And then I'm going to put it over top of, and I'm going to actually, I'm going to just put it over top of this one. Then twist this one to the right. And you need to hold them, so I'm just kind of holding it when I do it. Twist it to the right, put it over top of the left. Make sure that this one is twisted to the right, put it over top of the left. Twist this to the right, over top of the left. And we're just going to keep doing that and make sure, twist it up and put it over top of the left. Hold it tight, and then undo it because they get tangled. So make sure that you keep doing that. And it's a constant twist the right side, put it over the left, put it over top of the left one. And make sure that you twist this and hold it, and then put it over top of the one on the left. And this is what locks it together, is this combination of the way that you twist it and the way that you put it over top of the other side. So we're just going to do this till we get all the way to the bottom. So, and I'll just let you know that we'll chat for a few minutes here. So the craft fair went really well with my niece. but I didn't get a chance to do another video, so you didn't get one last weekend. So I'm doing this one. I'm actually doing this one today. I'm doing this one this weekend, and you're going to get it either today or Monday, because I didn't get a chance to do one for this weekend either, and I didn't want to be 2 weekends in a row or 2 weeks in a row without a video. So, but we're just going to continue twisting it to the right, put it over top of the left. And then when you get to the point where, especially if you're sitting in your chair, you get to the point where it's getting too long, you can take it out of there. Nothing happens to that. Once you've got it put together, the way that you twisted it will keep it put together. It's not going to all untwist. If you let go here, you will need to tie a knot in the other end. But so long as once you get it together, it's not like just like twisting a couple together, you let go and they just unwind. But if it gets to where you want to shorten it up a little bit, just take it off your clipboard and move it up a little bit. If you decide that you need to quit for a while, for any reason, then you just go ahead and you can just do that, or you can put one of those really heavy clips on it and then just leave it sit there. You can just let go of it, come back later. And then again, what you would do is take the one on the right and twist it to the right and put it over top of the left. And then twist that one to the right and put it over top of the left. I'm going to move this down just a little bit to see. Yep, see, that didn't mess anything up at all. Over top of the left. So, but yeah, so that went well. And then Memorial Day weekend, both of our girls came, and with their significant others, we had a nice weekend. So we did a lot of clearing on my youngest daughter's property, the property she's getting. She got a lot of help from her sister and her sister's husband, so that all went really well. They got a lot done, and I think realized that there's still a lot to go. So she's got horses to bring when she comes, so not only does she have to clear things, she has to get fence up and, and clear property for the hop fence, because we don't use barbed wire, so it's got to be clear where the hop fence goes. Yeah, so there's still a whole lot to be done, but a lot. She got a good start, so that's good. She even got a mailbox up and got her first mail this week, so that all went really well too. But it is going to be, I think, a very busy summer between both of the girls. They both have a lot going on, and it'll be a very busy summer with them here, but it'll be a very nice summer. So when we got to have our grandson here, that was wonderful. So great to see him. And he really enjoyed being outside. Our oldest daughter bought him a Jeep, little electric Jeep. So he was loving that. Riding it around. It has music. It has like a radio, so it plays music. He's like bopping his head to the music. He was really into that car, so we had a wonderful time. And I also had a great time with my niece at the craft fair. That was really nice too. So we do that every year, although this year I realized I definitely am getting older. It's not quite as easy as it was when we started. But it was just as fun. So, but here we go. So we're getting very close to the end here, and we're going to tie a knot in the end. So we want to leave just a little bit at the end. It's, to tie it. So I'm going to probably, maybe one more time. There we go. And then just tie a knot. And it's okay if you come up into the twisted part. Put the knot wherever it's going to fit. Get that through there. I hope that the tractor's not too loud. I think that my camera tries to get rid of those background noises, so. And there we go. And so I'm just going to kind of cut this off so it's even. I just like them to be nice and straight. It makes it look more finished to me. And that's just my preference. So there we go. And this is what I really like, that one. Ooh, I like that one a lot. Oh, didn't that turn out really pretty? And look, it just stays together. It's really a nice cording. And again, I learned this from Jerry Bellini. And so you can go check out her doing it too. But it's really simple to do. And like I said, and it's kind of addicting. But you can make them just short pieces like this. Or, you know, you can just continue. She shows you how to add pieces to it. So that you can make a really long one like I did here. And she shows you how to like stagger how long your pieces are so that you can add another piece and you don't wind up with a bunch of bulk in that spot. So yeah, she shows you how to make really long ones. But I just wanted to use something like this for next week's project. And so I thought, oh, I remember making that cording. So I went and watched her thing this morning and made this one. But, and let's see, we started out was, what was it, 23 inches? So if we put this at the edge, and that is 18 inches. So we lost 5 inches. About, what would that be? If it was originally 25 inches, then that would be about 20% that we lost. Well, because we lost from 23 to 18, we lost 5 inches. So anyways, you're going to lose some. So remember that if you want it to be a certain length, make sure that you add extra so that you have what you need. And if, wouldn't that make just a cute little handle like that for something? I really love that one. This one is really pretty, but you know, it's very, this one kind of reminds me of Easter colors. And this one, I just really love this one. And I think too, because this was done with the same cord, both pieces where this was done with the 2 colors. I think that makes a really big difference too. So next week, we're going to use the sleeve of one of those t-shirts. So if you're having a good time going through and cutting it up and making this, oh, and don't forget to cut the sleeves. And, you know, just cut right across the sleeve, just like you did across the body, because that makes nice little short pieces of your cording. So so don't forget, you can use your sleeves also. And if you've got extra t-shirts that, you know, for some reason just need to be used for eggs or whatever, try them out, see if they work, because you never know just exactly how it's all going to turn out unless you try it. And if it's something you're just going to get rid of or use for rags anyways, why not try it and see how it turns out. I think this one actually might have been a sleeve. I think. Yes, because here is the body of, this was the body, look at how long that is, of that same t-shirt, and this was the sleeve. So you can also get different sizes by the different size of t-shirts by using the arms or the sleeves and all of those different things. So thank you very much for stopping by. I am kind of have this one be a bit of a short video today so that I can actually get it uploaded. And I'm hoping to possibly get another one done today, so that I have one for next weekend. That's my hope. But thank you very much for stopping by. I really do appreciate you. Jerry Bellini says, make sure that if you want to see your special crafters, that go back in and check on them once in a while, because for some reason, even if you have the bell clicked, some people aren't seeing videos of the people that they watch all the time. So just stop in on any of your favorite crafters every so often. Stop into their channel and see if you've missed something, because you may not have got a notification. So I just thought I would let you know that too. And I did want to show you, you say, well, what can you do with any of these cords? Well, you can use them like a cord, but this one, I wanted to like sew these beads in here and kind of have them look like, kind kind of like a pea in a pod, you know, but it really didn't quite work. So I did like 3 or 4 of them. And so then I thought, well, I didn't want to, oh, I lost my needle. Now it's here. Uh-oh. I didn't want to waste all the thread that I had on my needle, so I pulled on it to pull my thread all the way up so that it would stay on my needle, and I could cut it here and then take this off. And look at what it looked like. So, except there was only 3 or 4, so they were all facing the same way. But it was like, that's really quite cool. I like the way that happened. And it's like, oh, well, what could you do with that? Now, because I used regular thread and pulled that tight, you wouldn't be able to use this like for a stretchy bracelet because the thread would break because the thread doesn't stretch. But you could use it on something like, I make these jars for storage, and I always like to put something here just so it kind of doesn't look as much like a jar, kind of covers up the indent there. But you could put those on a jar like that. And wouldn't that be cute? I mean, obviously a little bit of a different color jar, but yeah, that would look really cute. So, and again, you know, like I was trying to get them woven in, and what I did was I just put it between the 2 curls, and then I wrapped my thread a couple of times around and then did another one. And that's what made the bunch look the way that it looks. That's what made it bunch up the way that it bunched up. But yeah, play with it and have, you know, just have a good time. I have this one that's got kind of like some green and some blue. And so I'm painting some white beads, and I want to put them in here like this and sew them in, and then have it be 3 peas in a pod like that. And if you don't know, like, okay, so I looked for some green beads and I didn't have any like that. So I had these white ones, and these were just off of a thrift store necklace that I just took the string off. I would just wash everything, even these t-shirts. When I brought them home, I just threw them in the wash machine and then brought them into my art room. Then I know that whatever's in my art room is clean. You know, when I get necklaces from the secondhand store, I just throw them in. They're just for crafting, so I throw them into the sink with hot soapy water. I wash them off, and then I take them apart. So, but that's if you want to make a different color bead. If you have white beads, you can do that. And then I just want to, because this is part green here and part blue there, so, but I want to put those in there, sew them down, and then I want to do them like that. And then I'm going to cut it off right there and right there, so it looks like 3 peas in a pod. I don't know why, just because that's what these remind me of, and so that's what I'm going to do. This one I think I did at 2 inches so that I had a little bit extra fabric and a little bit extra roll there. So, but that's what they look like, and I'm just going to sew them in and then sew both ends and see how it looks. I don't even know what I'm going to do with it. Maybe make a cute little necklace, or if they were small, if I made smaller ones, you could make little earrings or something. But I'll leave that right there. So thank you very much for stopping by. I really do appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope that you all have an outstanding day. Bye-bye.